Step into a tribute like no other, where we honor the wrestling legends whose impact still echoes through the sport. Their passion and dedication shaped generations, leaving behind unforgettable legacies. We also bring you heartfelt updates on Becky Lynch, whose recent news has deeply touched fans worldwide. Join us as we celebrate their stories, cherish their influence, and ensure their memories live on. Subscribe now to be part of this lasting tribute to wrestling's greatest icons. Sarah Lee, born on June 7, 1992, in Hope Township, Michigan, was a talented American professional wrestler and television personality, best known for her time in World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. She first captured the spotlight in 2015 as a contestant on WWE's reality competition show Tough Enough. Her determination, charisma, and athleticism helped her stand out among the competitors, ultimately leading to her winning the contest and securing a WWE contract. Competing under the ring name Sarah Lee, she quickly became a fan favorite for her energetic performances and positive attitude. Throughout her WWE career, she demonstrated impressive in-ring skills and a genuine passion for wrestling that resonated with audiences. Beyond the matches, Sarah's warm personality and ability to connect with fans made her a beloved figure in the wrestling community. Despite her promising career and bright future, Sarah's life was tragically cut short when her sudden sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, with fans, colleagues, and friends mourning the loss of a rising star whose spirit and talent had inspired so many. The wrestling community paid heartfelt tributes to honor her memory and the impact she had during her time in the sport. Sarah Lee's legacy lives on as a reminder of both the challenges and triumphs faced by aspiring athletes in the competitive world of professional wrestling. Her journey from Tough Enough contestant to WWE performer showcased her resilience, dedication, and passion for the craft. Though her time was brief, Sarah's contributions and the joy she brought to wrestling fans continue to be remembered and celebrated, securing her place as a cherished part of wrestling history. Lou Albano, born Louis Vincent Albano on July 29, 1933, was a legendary American professional wrestler and manager whose impact on the wrestling world is still felt today. Starting his career as a wrestler in the 1950s, Albano quickly demonstrated his in-ring skills, but it was his transition into management that truly made him a wrestling icon. Over a career spanning more than 4 decades, Albano became known for his electrifying personality and distinctive look, notably sporting rubber bands woven into his beard, a visual trademark that made him instantly recognizable. As a manager, Albano guided many top wrestling talents, including the famous tag team the Wild Samoans, helping to shape their characters and elevate their status in the wrestling world. His ability to bring charisma and showmanship to his clients was unmatched, and he became one of the most memorable personalities of the 1980s wrestling boom. Beyond the ring, Albano's influence crossed into mainstream entertainment. He was a key figure in the Rock and Wrestling Connection, a groundbreaking fusion of wrestling, music, and pop culture that introduced wrestling to a wider audience. His friendship and collaborations with music stars like Cyndi Lauper helped cement this crossover appeal, with Albano appearing in music videos and television shows, further boosting his popularity. Albano's contributions extended beyond wrestling into music and television, making him a beloved pop culture figure. His larger-than-life persona and pioneering work helped elevate professional wrestling into a global phenomenon. Lou Albano, leaving behind a lasting legacy as a trailblazer who bridged wrestling and entertainment, forever remembered as one of wrestling's most charismatic and influential figures. Balls Mahoney, born Jonathan Rechner on April 11, 1972, in Spring Lake Heights, New Jersey, was a professional wrestler best remembered for his iconic role in Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW, during the 1990s. Known for his wild, hardcore brawling style, Mahoney was a fan favorite in the gritty, no-holds-barred world of ECW, where his signature weapon, a steel chair, became a symbol of his fearless persona. Mahoney started wrestling in the late 1980s, initially working under various gimmicks in independent promotions. Early in his career, he had brief stints in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, as Zanta Klaus, and in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, SMW, as Boo Bradley, teaming with notable wrestlers like Chris Candido and Tammy Lynn Sitch, Sunny. However, it was in ECW where he truly made his mark. Joining ECW in 1997, he embraced the Balls Mahoney persona, perfectly fitting the promotion's extreme, chaotic environment. Known for taking intense punishment and delivering wild chair shots, Mahoney's steel chair became infamous, with ECW crowds chanting "balls" whenever he struck an opponent. His unpredictable, high-risk matches cemented him as a hardcore icon. Mahoney also formed the tag team, the Hardcore Chair Swingin' Freaks, with Axl Rotten, a duo beloved for their brutal style and entertaining antics. Though they never won the ECW Tag Team Championship, they left a strong impact on the division. After ECW's closure in 2001, Mahoney continued wrestling on the independent scene and had a WWE ECW brand run in the mid-2000s. Despite the more restrained environment, he remained dedicated to hardcore wrestling. Balls Mahoney from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy as a fearless and beloved hardcore wrestling legend. Chyna, born Joan Marie Laure on December 27, 1969, in Rochester, New York, was a revolutionary figure in professional wrestling. Known as the ninth wonder of the world, she broke barriers with her remarkable strength and physique, becoming one of the first women to compete successfully in the male-dominated wrestling world. Before wrestling, she trained as a bodybuilder, which helped shape her powerful presence. Chyna made her WWF debut in 1997 and quickly became an iconic and unforgettable character. Her groundbreaking achievements include being the first woman to enter the Royal Rumble match, a huge milestone that showcased her ability to compete alongside men. She also made history by winning the WWF Intercontinental Championship, the only woman ever to hold that prestigious title. Chyna's high-profile storylines, especially her feuds with Triple H and Chris Jericho, cemented her legendary status in the wrestling community. She proved that women could not only compete, but also dominate in the ring, inspiring a new generation of female wrestlers. Tragically, Chyna, due to an accidental medication overdose, shocked her family, fans, and the wrestling world. It also brought attention to the dangers of prescription medication abuse, an issue affecting many former athletes. Despite her untimely passing, Chyna's legacy remains strong. In 2019, she was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, honoring her immense impact on the industry. Chyna's story is one of empowerment, breaking boundaries, and inspiring countless fans and wrestlers alike. Her legacy continues to influence women's wrestling today, paving the way for stars such as Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks, and sparking important conversations about mental health and resilience. Jean LaBelle, born on October 9, 1932, was a true pioneer in professional wrestling, martial arts, and stunt performance. Often called the godfather of grappling, LaBelle's career spanned decades and left an indelible mark on multiple fields. Starting martial arts training at a young age, he mastered judo, wrestling, and other disciplines, building a strong foundation that propelled him into the spotlight. In the 1950s, LaBelle made his move into professional wrestling, quickly standing out for his exceptional grappling skills and athletic ability. He competed in major wrestling promotions like the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, where fans admired his technical expertise and compelling in-ring presence. His charisma and larger-than-life personality helped him develop a loyal fan base and cement his place as a wrestling icon. But LaBelle's influence wasn't limited to the wrestling ring. He was also a renowned stuntman and fight choreographer, working behind the scenes on popular TV shows and movies such as The Green Hornet and The A-Team. His deep understanding of both martial arts and wrestling made him a valuable consultant, helping to design realistic and exciting fight sequences that elevated the entertainment value of many productions. Importantly, Jean LaBelle played a crucial role in popularizing mixed martial arts by bridging the gap between traditional wrestling and modern combat sports. His work helped lay the groundwork for today's MMA scene, inspiring countless fighters and trainers. LeBell, but his legacy lives on. Remembered for his incredible athletic skills, pioneering spirit, and impact on wrestling, martial arts, and stunt work, Gene LeBell continues to inspire generations of athletes and entertainers worldwide. Owen James Hart was born on May 7, 1965, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, into the legendary Hart wrestling family. Growing up surrounded by wrestling icons like his father Stu Hart and his brother Bret, the Hitman Hart, Owen was destined for the ring. He began his professional wrestling career in the mid-1980s, competing in various regional promotions before making his mark in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, in the early 1990s. Known for his technical expertise and impressive agility, Owen quickly became celebrated as one of the finest in-ring performers of his generation. He blended high-flying moves with solid wrestling fundamentals, captivating audiences and earning respect from peers. Over the course of his career, Owen captured several championships, including the Intercontinental Championship and multiple World Tag Team Championships, cementing his status as a top-tier competitor. Owen also gained attention for his unique persona, the Blue Blazer, a masked superhero character that showcased his creativity and charisma. The gimmick allowed him to connect with fans in a new way and highlighted his versatility as a performer. Tragically, Owen Hart's promising career and life were cut short on May 23, 1999, during the WWF pay-per-view event Over the Edge. While performing a stunt as the Blue Blazer, Owen fell from the rafters of the arena and died instantly. His sent shockwaves through the wrestling world, deeply affecting fans, colleagues, and the entire industry. Despite his untimely passing at just 34 years old, Owen Hart's legacy remains strong. He is remembered not only for his technical brilliance and memorable matches, but also for the genuine passion and heart he brought to professional wrestling. Owen's influence continues to inspire wrestlers and fans around the world. Rebecca Quinn, better known to wrestling fans worldwide as Becky Lynch, is one of the most influential and decorated figures in modern professional wrestling. Born on January 30, 1987, in the Irish city of Limerick, Lynch's journey from an athletic teenager with a passion for action films to one of WWE's most iconic performers is a story of relentless dedication, resilience, and reinvention. Over a career that has spanned more than 2 decades, Becky Lynch has transformed not only her own destiny, but also the landscape of women's wrestling, inspiring countless fans and breaking barriers in a sport long dominated by male stars. Early life and wrestling beginnings, planting the seeds of a future star. Rebecca Quinn's fascination with wrestling began early. Growing up in Ireland, she was an active child with a love for athletics, complemented by an enthusiasm for action movies and strong female characters who defied traditional roles. By the age of 15, her dreams of stepping into the wrestling ring took a more concrete form when she began formal training under the guidance of Irish wrestling veterans. Starting so young was no small feat. Wrestling is an intense, physically demanding profession that requires discipline and toughness, qualities Lynch displayed early on. Lynch cut her teeth on the independent wrestling circuit in Ireland and across Europe, traveling far from home to test and improve her skills. Her commitment saw her journey to places like the United States and Japan, wrestling in various promotions and learning from diverse styles. This period was foundational. Lynch was not just refining her in-ring techniques, but also shaping the personality and work ethic that would define her later success. Despite the physical and emotional hardships that come with chasing a wrestling career, long trips, injuries, and uncertain paydays, Lynch's passion never waned. Her performances caught the attention of scouts and promoters, setting her on a path toward the biggest stage in wrestling, WWE, WWE debut and NXT years, crafting Becky Lynch. In 2013, Becky Lynch made her official debut within WWE's developmental system, NXT. WWE's NXT brand serves as a proving ground for new talent, blending athleticism with storytelling to prepare wrestlers for the global spotlight. For Lynch, this was an opportunity to evolve her character and demonstrate her unique blend of charisma, technical skill, and raw emotion. Her early NXT run showcased her as a gritty competitor with an infectious energy, but it was clear that WWE was still figuring out the best way to present her. Over time, Lynch's performances began to attract buzz from fans and critics alike, especially as she demonstrated versatility, excelling in both intense rivalries and high-profile matches. While she earned respect as a technically sound wrestler, it wasn't until later that her true breakthrough would come. The years in NXT laid the groundwork, but the world was about to witness a transformation that would catapult Becky Lynch from promising rookie to global superstar. The rise of the man. Becky Lynch's defining moment. Becky Lynch's rise to superstardom is one of the most compelling stories in recent WWE history. The watershed moment arrived in 2016 when she became the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion, a title created to elevate the women's division and highlight its growing prominence. Winning this championship put Lynch on the map in a bigger way, but it was her evolution into the Man in 2018 that truly defined her legacy. The Man was more than just a nickname, it was a persona that embodied rebellion, confidence, and an unapologetic refusal to conform. At a time when WWE's women's division was gaining momentum but still often overshadowed, Becky Lynch embraced a brash, edgy character that resonated deeply with fans. Her fiery promos, intense rivalries, and no-nonsense attitude quickly made her a fan favorite and an undeniable force. This new persona reached its apex at WrestleMania 35 in 2019, where Becky Lynch made history by headlining WWE's biggest event alongside Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. The triple threat match wasn't just a wrestling contest, it was a cultural milestone, showcasing women's wrestling as a main event spectacle on par with the men's. Lynch emerged victorious, capturing both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships in a moment celebrated worldwide. Beyond the ring, Becky Lynch became a symbol of empowerment, independence, and resilience. Her book, Becky Lynch, The Man, Not Your Average Girl, became a Sunday Times bestseller, illustrating her crossover appeal and influence beyond wrestling fans. The hiatus, a pause that raised questions. In the summer of 2024, after years of high-profile appearances and a grueling WWE schedule, Becky Lynch's contract with WWE expired, and she stepped away from the limelight. Her decision to take a hiatus left fans wondering and sparked widespread speculation about the reasons behind her absence. Hiatuses are not uncommon in professional wrestling, especially for top stars who endure punishing physical and mental schedules. However, given Lynch's stature and momentum, her departure generated intense rumors. Speculation ranged from personal and family priorities to potential contract disputes and dissatisfaction with WWE's creative direction. Some insiders hinted at creative frustrations, suggesting Lynch felt her character had been sidelined or that she wasn't being utilized to her full potential. At the same time, whispers circulated about possible tensions behind the scenes with WWE's creative team, especially as WWE spotlighted emerging stars like Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan, younger talents who were rapidly ascending within the women's division. While none of these rumors have been confirmed, the timing suggested a complex mix of professional and personal factors influencing Lynch's decision to step back. Balancing motherhood and career, the personal side of Becky Lynch. Adding a crucial layer to this story is Becky Lynch's personal life. In 2021, she married fellow WWE superstar Seth Rollins, and the couple welcomed their daughter later that year. Lynch's public embrace of motherhood has endeared her to fans, showing a different, deeply human side to the wrestling icon. Motherhood, particularly while working in a physically demanding profession like wrestling, presents unique challenges. The intense travel, frequent injuries, and constant spotlight make balancing family life with a WWE career complicated. It's plausible that Lynch's hiatus was, at least in part, a choice to prioritize her family and focus on motherhood during this critical phase. Lynch has openly expressed her passion for championing women's rights and equity within wrestling, and her experiences as a mother and athlete likely deepen her resolve to push for an environment that supports women's multifaceted roles. Her time away from WWE may have been a period of reflection and recalibration, thinking about how to balance these roles while still performing at the highest level. WWE's evolving landscape, challenges and competition. Becky Lynch's return to WWE in 2025 comes at a pivotal moment, not just for her, but for the wrestling industry at large. WWE is no longer the undisputed global leader in professional wrestling it once was. The rise of All Elite Wrestling, AEW, and other promotions has fragmented the market, offering wrestlers more options and fans more choices. This increased competition has led WWE to rethink its creative approaches and talent management strategies. Younger stars and fresh faces are emerging rapidly, reshaping the landscape and challenging veterans like Lynch to adapt and reinvent. WWE's women's division, in particular, has become more competitive and crowded. Lynch's absence allowed new champions and rivalries to take center stage, and now she returns to a very different environment from the one she left. The division features a blend of athleticism, personality, and diverse wrestling styles, with stars like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley defining the new era. For Lynch, this environment presents both an opportunity and a challenge. Can she reclaim the spotlight and continue to innovate, or will she face internal competition and creative hurdles? WWE's shifting dynamics mean that Lynch's role upon return may need to be carefully negotiated, balancing respect for her legacy with the company's future directions. The return, what lies ahead for Becky Lynch? Becky Lynch's return in 2025 was met with excitement but also cautious optimism. Fans are eager to see the man back in action, but questions remain. Where does she fit in this new era? What storylines will WWE craft for her, and how will she mesh with the fresh talent dominating the scene? Re-establishing herself as a top contender could require Lynch to reinvent aspects of her character or forge new alliances and rivalries. Given her charisma and work ethic, many expect her to rise to the occasion, but the wrestling world is notoriously unpredictable. Beyond in-ring competition, Lynch's return has broader implications for WWE's women's division. She brings experience, star power, and a history of breaking glass ceilings that could help elevate newer talents while reminding fans of the division's evolution. Becky Lynch's legacy, more than just a wrestler. While Becky Lynch's career achievements are impressive, multiple WWE Women's Championships, headlining WrestleMania, and international fame, her legacy extends beyond titles and accolades. She has become a cultural icon representing female empowerment and resilience, a role model for aspiring female athletes around the world. Her willingness to embrace vulnerability, champion equality, and challenge stereotypes has helped transform the public's perception of women's wrestling. Becky Lynch stands as proof that female wrestlers can be main event draws, crossover stars, and global influencers. Her journey from a young girl in Limerick to the man on the world stage embodies the spirit of perseverance and self-belief. Final thoughts. Becky Lynch is far from done. As Becky Lynch navigates the next phase of her career, the wrestling world watches intently. Her hiatus may have raised questions, but her return signals that she is far from finished. Whether she reclaims championship gold, takes on new challenges, or uses her platform to push for greater change within WWE, Becky Lynch's impact is undeniable. Her story remains one of evolution, a tale of growth, setbacks, triumphs, and relentless passion. For fans old and new, the man remains a beacon of hope, inspiration, and excitement in the ever-changing world of professional wrestling.